You get a lawsuit, you get a lawsuit, you get a lawsuit. Well, outside of the Diddy of it all, we have to talk about Wendy Williams' guardian suing Lifetime in a complaint claiming that she was only paid over $84,000 for the Where is Wendy Williams documentary. And we have an update in regards to the MrBeast saga. Well, he is also being sued along with Amazon. They're being accused of some dastardly things when producing their show, Beast Games. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Especially with the Diddy of it all, we still had some other stories that we needed to cover. And I saw yesterday that the news broke that MrBeast was being sued. Finally, he had still not spoken out of all of the things that we've reported on in regards to former employees accusing him and others of covering up some very terrible behavior within their organization. But before we get to that, I gave you an update this past week in regards to Wendy Williams and what's been going on with her and her YouTube channel. Well, we did get another update. Shout out to all of the Wendy fans and the Wendy YouTube channels that have been posting her content and things like that. And one of the things that I forgot to mention, I think part of why we are seeing a rebrand of her YouTube channel from it disappearing, then Dubmar Mercury labeling it Dubmar Mercury, now back to Wendy Williams. One of the things I thought of is that they want to make sure that they're making money from this. I'm sure The Guardian is also saying, well, where's Wendy Williams' residuals from, reruns and from the YouTube channel and things like that, because those garner views and money because people want to go back and watch Wendy Williams interviews. And hot topics. Even if the hot topics are not relevant, people just love her delivery. And now with the Diddy of it all, people are realizing, first of all, that she was right about a lot of things when it comes to Diddy. And they just miss her commentary and they wonder what she would say now. Besides, yup. Shout out to our friends over at the Wendy Archive on YouTube. Be sure to follow them. They posted this just the other day saying reruns of the Wendy Williams show will now be airing weekdays on Her Sphere and Ebony TV by Lionsgate. Everywhere you get your free live TV. For more information, visit lionsgatechannels.com. Wendy Williams Show official channel also returned, which we reported to you guys just the other day. And they will continue to upload some of their favorite Wendy Williams moments on the Wendy Archive here on YouTube. So shout out to them. That is the update in regards to Wendy's brand. Wendy's brand, as you know, the Where's Wendy Williams documentary put her conservatorship, her guardianship at the forefront. And since then, they have the guardianship has slammed Lifetime, A&E for what they did in regards to this documentary. They felt like they used Wendy Williams, but some of that could be said because people wonder, where is Wendy Williams' money currently? Where's her millions of dollars? There have been rumors. Wendy's best friend says that the publicist overheard them saying there is no money. Where did millions and millions of dollars go in Wells Fargo's accounts? So People Magazine writes this in regards to The Guardian suing Lifetime and A&E. They said Wendy Williams' guardian has filed a new complaint against Lifetime's parent company, A&E Television Networks, Lifetime Entertainment Services, E1 Productions, Creative Films, and its executive producer, Mark Ford. The Guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, filed the suit in the New York Supreme Court on Monday, September 16th, roughly 7 months after the premiere of Lifetime's shocking documentary, Where is Wendy Williams?, which explores Williams' life under her guardianship. It aired on February 24th and 25th after Morrissey unsuccessfully tried to halt the premiere date in court. They said, as it patently obvious from the very first few minutes of the program itself, WWH, Wendy Williams Hunter, was highly vulnerable and clearly incapable of consenting to being filmed, much less humiliated and exploited, the 75-page complaint alleges. When The Guardian discovered that the defendant's true intentions were to portray Wendy Williams Hunter in a highly demeaning and embarrassing manner, she immediately sought to protect and to preserve her dignity. But the defendants fought to move ahead without a valid contract and released without the Guardian's consent. I'm surprised that Wendy's former manager is not named in this lawsuit. Just saying. because he was all in the footage. Since May of 2022, the former Wendy Williams talk show host, 60, has been under a legal court-ordered guardianship that oversees both her finances and health. And for a year and 4 months, she's been living in an unknown facility to address cognitive issues after being diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia in May of 2023. We did give you an update maybe a few weeks ago that I've heard from close sources to Wendy Williams' family that they do know where she is now. They are in communication and they can reach out to her now much better than where they've been. However, the guardianship is still in place and they do not have control over that just yet. In a statement on February 2024, her care team at Weill Cornell Medical Center revealed her diagnosis publicly and said that Williams received numerous tests after she began to lose words, act erratically at times, and have difficulty understanding financial transactions. First of all, Wendy is in no position to make the decision whether or not her medical information should be shared with the entire world. However, she's not in the legal capacity able to tell them they can't do that. You also may recall in the last video that we did, we let you know that Wendy Williams and her son were both at Dr. Sebi's son's wellness store in Newark, New Jersey. So that they've reconnected, her and her son. They said in the new filing, Morrissey, along with famed civil rights litigator Roberta Kaplan, who's won an $83.3 million jury verdict in her representation of E. Jean Carroll against former President Donald Trump, who successfully argued United States versus Windsor, which required the federal government to recognize same-sex marriage, and her partner Tim Martin of Kaplan Martin LLP have taken on Wendy's case. Claimed the network and the defendants took advantage of Williams and should pay her for her medical care and supervision for the rest of her life. But hear me out, because I'm looking at everybody with a side eye when it comes to this situation. The only person I'm not side-eyeing is Wendy Williams, the person here that needs protection. Are you looking for her to be taken care of for the rest of her life medically by this lawsuit because all of the other money that Wendy probably should have to take care of her for the rest of her life is gone, is depleted as per rumors? Maybe, allegedly, we don't know for sure. But this is what they're moving forward with, and they got a powerful legal team behind them. Not surprisingly, the public reacted with disgust and revulsion at the defendant's blatant and vicious exploitation of WWH. The complaint continues, but willfully taking advantage of a severely impaired, incapacitated person, defendants have made millions on Wendy Williams Hunter's back, while Wendy Williams Hunter has received a paltry $82,000 from the documentary. Again, I bring up, what about Will Selby? Wasn't he the one who helped negotiate this contract? What was he paid from this? His name is not here. Of course not, because you go after the bigger fish, which is A&E. But that could be A&E's argument, like, well, we discussed all of this with her representatives. Maybe. I still believe, although it's questionable, everyone's intentions in regards to this documentary, everyone's intentions that were a part of Wendy Williams' team. I will say, though, it did shine a light on this guardianship, the guardianship issue in general, but the Wendy Williams guardianship, and all of us are still saying, why is this woman involved? Why have they X'd out Wendy Williams' sister, who said that she was more than willing to be the guardian for her sister? It further alleges that the defendants not only deliberately destroyed Williams' credibility and image, but did so for their own financial gain. It also notes that Williams was the laughingstock and drunkard implicity responsible for her own continued suffering, and numerous photos of her in a wheelchair with her legs spread were dredged up all over the internet, while also displaying her on camera with nearly bald head, something she would never ever consented and allowed. Which, if you know Wendy Williams, that's not a lie. People reached out to Lifetime Entertainment Services, E1 Productions, A&E Television Networks, Ford, Selby, and Morrissey's attorney for comment. They says, as our complaint shows in painful and excruciating detail, A&E, Lifetime, and Mark Ford viciously and shamelessly exploited Wendy Williams for their own profit while she was obviously incapacitated and suffering from dementia. Kaplan Martin LLP and Codwaller Wickham and Taft LLP, attorneys to Wendy Williams' guardian, alleged in a statement to People. Their behavior truly shocks the conscience, and they should not be permitted to profit from her suffering. We are proud to represent her guardian in holding them accountable. So one of the things that they mentioned in this article that I want to mention, they says, when the Guardian asked Mr. Selby, Wendy's then manager, what he meant by full creative control, he is claimed to have said, if I do not want it in the film, they will take it out. The suit also alleges that the executive producer, Mark Ford, and his crew were aware of Williams' severe and incapacitating cognitive and physical impairments and insisted on filming her anyway. Ford told People back in February of 2024, there was a guardianship in place the entire time we were filming with Wendy that was court appointed to be overseeing her finances and her medical care. So I think the larger question here is about what can happen to someone under a legal guardianship if the family is separated from them and there isn't somebody there on a daily basis checking in on their well-being. He continued, said Wendy's attorneys and the guardianship attorneys were consulted and signed off on the project. Once we started seeing the truth of the situation, we couldn't ignore it. And the film had to go in a direction of the truth. They said, however, the suit claims that Wendy Williams' signature on January 25th of 2023 doesn't appear to be genuine, and there's no evidence she signed their contract. In all events, Wendy Williams Hunter was incapacitated and unable to consent at the time that the contract or its amendments were executed, even if she had signed it, which she did not. The complaint also alleges that guardian Morrissey was not involved in the program or the contract and was not shown a copy of the contract until months after it was purportedly executed. Morrissey also claims that the defendants continued to reach Williams after filming wrapped, but she refused to allow further exploitation. They said the complaint further alleges that the defendants falsely insisted to press that Williams had executive produced the doc. The complaint claims that Williams has never saw the trailer or series before it aired or ever endorsed them. So furthermore, the complaint says that Morrissey discussed with E1's in-house attorneys that no footage of Williams would be released unless an agreement could be reached and approved, which was supposed to portray Williams in a positive light. The suit contains photos that they were apparently sent to the Guardian on set that show Williams professionally made up, well-dressed, and appearing happy. No one viewing these photographs could have possibly imagined what Mr. Ford and his crew were really planning or what the finished product would depict. Had the Guardian known that Mr. Ford and his crew were taunting, goading, and tormenting Wendy Williams Hunter, she would have sought to stop filming immediately. Did she not show up during filming at all? You're supposed to be the guardian of this person. Why wouldn't you show up during filming or pop up? That's what I would do if I was someone's guardian. Showrunner Erica Hansen previously told People that we had no idea that Wendy Williams had dementia when we started filming in August of 2022, or we wouldn't have filmed. I think the documentary really illustrates our journey of trying to understand what was happening. It sheds light on that period of time in Wendy's life where she was under the care of a guardianship and living a very isolated life in New York in that apartment. So the article goes on to explain the journey of how we even got to this place of Wendy Williams being under a guardianship, the highs and lows. And, we did a separate live recap of all the parts of the Wendy Williams, Where is Wendy Williams, a documentary. So be sure to check that out and check out some of the other stories that we've done in covering Where is Wendy Williams, meaning in general and just what's been going on with Wendy Williams. But I want to talk about MrBeast. So, we've already done maybe 3 videos talking about the accusations against the biggest YouTuber in the world, MrBeast, or at least for now. They're saying, Cristiano Ronaldo will be taking that over soon. But all that being said, there have been so many damning accusations against MrBeast. So many damning accusations, including turning a blind eye to very horrific behavior and illegal behavior, allegations, all right? And they've let go of people. They've shifted people around. There's been so many different accusations. Well, now we actually have a lawsuit against MrBeast and Amazon Studios. So Variety writes this. It said a lawsuit against YouTube star MrBeast and Amazon has been filed on behalf of 5 unnamed contestants in the Beast Games reality competition show, alleging that they were subjected to chronic mistreatment and sexual harassment. They said the complaint was filed on Monday, September 16th, in Los Angeles Superior Court. The lawsuit alleges multiple causes of actions related to the chronic mistreatment and neglect suffered by participants in Beast Games, a reality competition ordered by Prime Video, in which more than 1,000 participants compete for a single $5 million cash prize. The suit claims that Beast Games has a $100 million budget. They said a redacted copy of the complaint is available online, so if you want to see it. The lawsuit seeks class action status on behalf of all of the affected Beast Game contestants. So this is a class action. The suit demands that Amazon and MrBeast's companies pay alleged unpaid wages and expenses, that the defendants be ordered to pay unspecified punitive monetary damages. Sidebar, there have been a lot of YouTube content creators that have been covering this story and these accusations before an actual lawsuit was filed. People have been telling horrific stories of what they experienced in being involved in this Beast Games. All right. Reach by, and be sure to check out some of the videos that we've done on this, because we talked about this in detail. We're just giving you an overview at the time of this new lawsuit. Reach by Variety, representatives for Amazon and MrBeast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, declined to comment. He has not commented on any of he's been accused of over the last couple of months. According to the lawsuit, Amazon, MrBeast, MRB 2024 production company, and independent production firm Off One Base LLC, among others, failed to pay minimum wages and overtime, failed to prevent sexual harassment, created conditions that subjected contestants to, quote, infliction of emotional distress, did not provide participants uninterrupted meal breaks or rest breaks, and exposed contestants to dangerous circumstances and conditions as a condition of their employment. The first round of the show, with more than 2,000, was shot July 18th to the 22nd at Las Vegas's Allegiant Stadium. The 1,000 participants who made it through the Las Vegas competition moved on to the next round, shot in Toronto in August. While participants knew upon signing the contract at the production's inception that they were facing potentially long and challenging competition, they allege getting a lot more than they bargained for, attorneys for the anonymous Beast Games contestants said in a statement about the lawsuit. Several contestants ended up hospitalized, while others reported suffering physical and mental complications while being subjected to chronic mistreatment, degradation, and, for the female contestants, hostile working conditions. These are things that we've talked about in the previous videos, accusations that have been making the rounds on YouTube for the last few weeks. So according to the lawsuit, Beast Games participants were deprived of medical care, we talked about that, food, sleep, and the necessities of basic hygiene. Portions of the lawsuit are redacted, including some of the details involving the sexual harassment allegations. The plaintiffs has filed these actions using pseudonyms and applying conservative redactions that limit public viewing in good faith effort to comply with defendants' overboard confidentiality provisions, which plaintiffs allege are unenforceable, as well as to preserve the confidentiality and privacy interests of the plaintiffs who wish to avoid opprobrium, the lawsuit states. They said that the lawsuit seeks to establish a pattern of sexual harassment, according to the attorneys representing the 5 plaintiffs. For example, the complaint cites instructions from an alleged How to Succeed in MrBeast production. So they talked about, that's the thing, I'm reading this in the lawsuit, but if you've been following the story, if you've been following our videos, we've talked about some of this stuff already. So they said, for example, the complaint cites instructions from an alleged, because we haven't verified that this is real, How to Succeed in MrBeast production employee handbook that includes this: if talent wants to draw a D on the whiteboard in the video or do something stupid, let them. Really do everything you can to empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Help them be idiots. One of the female plaintiffs in the complaint, identified only as contestant 5, said in its statement, "I wanted to join because I was a fan of MrBeast and his videos made me smile during the COVID-19 pandemic. I expected to be challenged, but I didn't think that I would be treated like nothing, less than nothing. And as one of the women, I can say it absolutely felt like a hostile environment for us. We honestly could not have been respected less as people, much less employees, if they tried." It's interesting because this lawsuit's focused on the Beast Games and what's been happening over there. If you've been following any of this story, if you followed our videos, there are some more damning accusations because the majority of the people that follow MrBeast are young people, people that are minors. And there have been accusations of employees that have had inappropriate relationships with minors and other damning things. Again, I will link you to all of the videos that we've done on MrBeast so that you can kind of get up to date, because we're giving you a brief overview where this lawsuit is more focused on just the horrific conditions, allegedly, of Beast Games and how that was handled. And of course, they are connecting Amazon because they, first of all, are a big fish, but also they are the people producing this and helping produce this. As extreme as the allegations against the defendants are here, the law could not be more clear, says Robert Profundi of the Profundi Law Firm, lead counsel for the plaintiffs. Participants entered into contracts and they were promised compensation for their services. Their expectation of compensation, along with them being consistently under the control and supervision of production staff, makes them employees under California law. Like, that's important, what they're setting us up here for. As such, they were entitled to and denied certain protections. And when you add to that the extreme neglect, degradation, harassment, and inhumane conditions, it's quite simply a massive dereliction of duty for which defendants must and now will be held accountable. This is why I keep saying, I know we cover entertainment, but with covering entertainment, we have to understand, MrBeast, we know you're making content, but you're now employing people. Unless you've had them sign off on things like that, but you can't have people sign off on illegal behavior. Just saying. They said a release date for Beast Games on Prime Video has not yet been announced. Amazon has touted it as the world's largest live game show with the biggest single prize in the history of television and streaming, which we've heard it was a big mess behind the scenes, and apparently based off this lawsuit. Donaldson, who's 26 years old, is the biggest YouTuber in the world. He currently has 316 million subscribers to his main YouTube account. The most of any individual creator, MrBeast has garnered a massive fan base through his videos featuring outrageous stunts and big money giveaways. And he's also sort of touted himself as this big philanthropist, and a lot of people are saying, what is behind all of that? His most viewed video on YouTube to date is his 2021 reenactment of Squid Game, which replicated elimination challenges from the hit Netflix show and awarded the winner $456,000. Some people are saying some of the effects, some of the games, some of the payouts, some of the people that are participating in this are not who you think that they are. And the prize money is actually going to friends and family of MrBeast and his organization. But for me, that's not the most damning thing when covering the MrBeast of it all. It's the manipulation of his content that is geared towards your children. And covering the story, I've told you, I didn't realize that a lot of you, first of all, were interested in the story, knew who he was, or had children or grandchildren that watch his content. And because we brought this to light, a lot of you are saying, I'm going to make sure that my children or my grandchildren are not supporting or watching this person. Guys, let's continue this conversation in the comment section. I want to know your thoughts on the new Wendy Williams lawsuit and this MrBeast class action lawsuit. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire.